Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video I'm going to show you my start team and my later level team for the Tower of Doom, as well as point out some really important things which have changed in the Tower of Doom from this Tower of Doom onwards. First things first, we do have to pick a certain colour weapon now. Before, in previous Tower of Dooms, you could pick any weapon you liked. That is no longer the case. We have to pick the same colour weapon that matches the Tower of Doom, and in this case it's brown. Furthermore than that, you will see that it says event weapon there, Doomed Band, earned ×2 score. That is really important as well. Doomed Band is a bit rubbish, to be honest. It gives 2 magic to all allies, plus 1 per temporary level, and then gives magic plus 2 armor to brown allies, and if the enemy has a Doom, gain 10 attack. Okay, let's take a look at the team then. I'm going to put the full details, my full guide in the Tower of Doom in the description below, so check that out a bit later on if you want to know all the little details of the Tower of Doom. Just remember that some things have changed, like the weapon. You do have to use the same weapon as the colour of Tower of Doom now and things like that. But everything else is typically the same. You'll have a couple of what's called scouts going around every room, logging and storing what is in each room, telling you where the unlocked scroll is to the boss room, things like that, and you work as a team to get as far as you require. One important thing is, every single floor you do, you earn another forge scroll, so it's a really good way of picking up these forge scrolls at the same time. Reason enough to do the Tower of Doom on its own. But anyway, my early team for this, I'm going to start with Charlestony, Gargoyle, the weapon, and Zernabog. Zernabog is just there for that Dust Storm. Dust Storm is brown, and it's when his turn begins. So as long as he's in the team, we are going to get a constant slew of brown. Really, really cool. Doom and Band we kind of pretty much forget about unless we need a bit of an armor boost. And Gargoyle does splash damage to an enemy boosted by all allies' attack. Charlestony deals damage to an enemy, then creates 3 brown gems boosted by all constructs. We'll have an all construct team in this, so that loop potential is absolutely mega high. Going to be in Geomancer class for this. All our team will start with 50% mana, and we'll go for Impact, Hammer Mastery, I don't think that one actually matters, Anti-Magic Sphere, Tactician, Rock Solid, really cool, Stone Mastery, and Fortitude. And 3 times Medals of Nysha to boost up the damage of our Charlestony and also of our Gargoyle. Right, really straightforward team to use on the early stages, but like I say, I will show a different team later on when the battles get a little bit tougher. But this is going to be really straightforward at first. When you get the option with Charlestony of getting brown or yellow, don't pick brown, because the more brown that are left on the screen, the more beneficial it is for Charlestony. So you're going to pick yellow, which we didn't really need because we were enchanted anyway. If you can cast her, you get a boost on that. We'll generally loop with her and you can take out an enemy. Then cast our Gargoyle. The boost is 107, so we'll typically cast him on the middle troop to get the benefit of the splash damage. That's often going to take him into one-shot range of Charlestony, where you can then finish him off and loop and job done. On to the next. Pick up a haste scroll, like various scrolls will be in this event. This grants 1 Doom Sigil in the Tower of Doom event. Like I say, your scouts should be pointing out which rooms are the best ones to go to for this. I have another beneficial thing in the ultra rare room, the unlocked scroll. May as well get those 4 matches when they're there, but they exploded anyway, so no need. Like I say, we're ready on our Charlestony next round anyway, so we may as well just take that skull whack and give him a punch around the chops for even thinking about doing us any damage. Loop with Charlestony, soften him up with Gargoyle, finish him off with Charlestony. Job's a good one. Let's go Gargoyle. Does more damage than Charlestony on the last troop. Don't have to cast Charlestony twice. And onwards and upwards. I have something else which is good in the legendary room. Like I say, don't follow what I'm doing here on this room. It varies from each guild to each guild. Let's give it a wallop. She didn't loop then. It's not going to loop all the time, but she will most of the time, which is what you want really. See, Gargoyle's already softened her up, or slowed down a little bit, so I'm not sure how long this team would last for. But I am on like room or floor 11 by now. This is like halfway to like where a lot of people might just go to in this event. You and Gargoyle, do your stuff. So this team, if you're only going to go to like, you know, the average sort of length a lot of people would go to in this event, it's still going to last you a long time and still be very effective. But I'm going to change to a team in a minute, which I'm going to want to use for the much higher levels. You see how it goes first. Tailstorm is ready, but let's give this thing a wallop. That thing's annoying. Stuns an enemy and drains their mana by 7. We don't want it doing that, so we're going to make sure we pick on that first and get him gone. So we'll cast on the second troop down. That gets rid of him, as well as gives us the chance to continue the turn, which didn't quite happen that time. So let's soften that bottom troop up with Charles Donny. The top troop is going to die when we cast our Gargoyle. And job done. 426, and the Charlestoni team with Gargoyle is still working really, really well. It just slows down a bit because basically the enemy has a lot more armor and life on these stages. So I've changed to something like this. If you have the required mythics, this works really, really well. Tina 9000 is there to deal with the enemies that cannot be devoured, the ones which are immune, things like that. And you can change to Scourge of Honor as well for those troops. If you have a 3 out of 4 troops over here which are all immune to Devour or something, you can pop in Scourge of Honor and get some 4 matches and curse those enemies, making them devourable. And the way this works is High King Irongut does damage, which you're not too worried about, but the chance to devour them equal to his attack is really important. So you pop on some Medals of Seasons to increase your attack on this. My attack is 82, which means I have just over a 4 out of 5 chance of making this work. So once you get the first Devourer as well, it's plain sailing, because then your attack goes way above 100. And if you're not frozen, you are then going to absolutely get the next Devour and then the next one and so on. And it becomes very straightforward. You can use Angry Mob to charge up the team, destroy random gems, burn an enemy, and then as a summon as well. But it's the destroying gems which is the main part of this to charge up the team. And Tina 9000, yeah, to deal with the stragglers who are immune to devour, but all these can be devoured, so no worries here. Let's just double check that though, because do look to double check. Yep, everyone's scoffable, so no worries here. So we're looking to get our angry mob up. They're a mob and they're angry. Top trooper just there with a meat shield. Like I say, we keep on collecting a brown if we can to continuously give ourselves a barrier at the same time. Once angry mob up is up, we can cast that. We've got our angry eater up. They're gone. He's now gone above 100. This is now absolutely guaranteed, providing we're not frozen, to get the devour every single time. So we just cast angry mob. He's ready to go again. Let's chomp them. The angry mob. Ignore Tina. No need to use Tina. The mob's on fire. Chomp away. Let's get rid of Shegra just in case he has any funny ideas about making some skulls appear everywhere. You can collect that just because, why not? May get a nice mana drop afterwards. Oh, run away anyway. And gone. Come on. It's over for you. And job done. Boss room is unlocked. This is where you have to change tactics slightly, because this is where Tina comes into play, because the Doom cannot be devoured. It is invulnerable. Therefore, we have to rely on Tina for this. Just have another check around. I know that Behemoth, I think, is impervious. Yep. So we're going to have to eat these two first and then rely on Tina to deal with these two. So same tactics, but just got to change the strategy to Tina for the last two enemies. It was really nice, those ones that were there then, but hey ho, it is what it is. Right, let's get the angry mob up. Let the mob be angry. The good thing about angry mob is as well, is if you lose a troop, there's a chance you can actually summon an angry mob, which is really cool. So I do like it a lot. Right, come on, do not let me down. Chomperoo, that's it. Plain sailing from now on for the first two enemies at least. Yeah, you can do that because you're gone, pal. Now we rely on Tina. Bish, bash, bosh. Now you keep on casting angry mob. Ignore the fact that High King Iron Gut's there. It's a complete waste. keep on casting until we get Tina up. Now we're going to have to cast Tina a few times. Oh, nearly dealt with that Doom. Excuse me. Oh, they've managed to get some death marks going. But we'll be alright. He says, everybody dying at once. Didn't happen. But there you go, there's the angry mob. We lost High King Irongut, but we had the angry mob come in with the summon. So, pretty cool. Come on, do your mobby stuff. Tina's ready. Bish, bash, bosh. Done. So yeah, works okay. If you don't have those troops, you can chuck in Sitha thingy, the Zor-like one that's a bit like Zor, but with a funny name that I call Janet. So stick Janet in instead of High King Irongut if you don't have him. So that'll do a good job as well. But yeah, a couple of cool teams there. If you don't have them ones, then the Charleston Gargoyle team will still work. You just have to sit there looping like a crazy person with Charleston to play it safe a lot of the time. But it will work. So there's the teams, there's the video. If you enjoyed it, found it useful, helpful, any of that kind of stuff, be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching. Catch you again next time. Bye for now.